Hi everyone, my name is Alex and today we're going to talk about automation and AI in marketing. So before we start, just a quick agenda. So the first thing we're going to cover is automation in event marketing, just a few cases you can use and get some ideas to what you can do. Then we're going to chat a little bit about ChatGPT 4 and what's the difference between ChatGPT 4 and ChatGPT 3.5. Then I have another set of use cases for event professionals using ChatGPT. Then a few takeaways. You can ask any questions joining Slido and using hashtag 3088897. So before we start, just a few questions. First one is, do you use automation in your workflows? I'm just curious to know where you are with your automation game. I'll give you 2 minutes. So you can join Slido and use number 3088897. Okay, for sure we have 2 answers at least. I'll give you 1 more minute. Probably a lot of you use automation, or there is some automation set at the back end at your company, but you don't even know that it's existing. So my assumption is that probably there will be a lot of don't know, even you don't even know is that happening. Okay, I'm going to go to the next question. So a 50-50. Half of you are using, half not. No one's don't know. So the next question is, have you implemented ChatGPT in your workflow? So we have ChatGPT from end of November previous year, which means that we are kind of around 5 months living with ChatGPT. There is a lot of comments, people saying, oh, I can imagine what was life before that, but actually life was absolutely the same. Just now we have a new toy to play with, a new tool that can be helpful. But we need to learn more about the tool. So yeah, 67% saying yes, we already implemented, and some people are still testing or no. Actually, just while I'm waiting here on that answers, I've done one survey recently on LinkedIn, and basically there are people that have no idea what is ChatGPT, which was a little bit strange because I'm in kind of bubble of people talking all the time about ChatGPT, and when someone say, okay, what is that? It looks really, really strange. But anyways, so yeah, half of you are already implemented ChatGPT in the workflow. So yeah, today I have another set of examples or idea you can use to implement it further. So first thing first, automation in event marketing. So that's a very, let's assume it's a very clever thought that I basically created yesterday, not using ChatGPT. So automation isn't a cure for all of our problems. It's just one piece of the puzzle in improving our human life, because that's why we do automation. We want to basically scrape all the processes and work we do, constantly repeating tasks. That's the main idea of automation. So we have more time to use to basically do creative stuff or the things that cannot be automated. So what are the main challenges implementing automations on, like, from business point of view, from like a top level? The first thing is resistance. So when you try to automate the processes that have been done by people, then you can see like people are not very keen to someone taking out that job. So that's what you see. But the thing is that we feel very comfortable to be in our comfort zone and do the things as we do. So any change is we push away from comfort zone, which means that that will create resistance most of the time. The next thing is cost. So sometimes depends of the automation you're trying to implement that may come with a big cost, so that needs to be considered. Then the next one is technical issues. So when you implement any kind of automation, it should be reliable, scalable, and easy to use. So sometimes there's like a very technical issue of something is not going to work or it's not working properly. Then the next one is legal and regulation. So once you implement any kind of automation, you need to be sure that it's aligned with all the compliances and country regulation. And then the next final thing is the right mix. So what that means, the right mix means that when you do any kind of automation, you still need to put a person, a people, a human somewhere in the chain. So if you go too much into automation, that dehumanize your workflows, process, communication, or whatever you're automated. So you need to find the right mix between automating tasks and putting people somewhere in the chain where you can see that human touch and human approach. So a few ideas about what exactly we can automate in like event marketing, in like event industry. So most of these things are going down to communication. So for example, you can automate reminders and updates about your events, about date, time, location, all that stuff. All this can be automated. Then in terms of event promotion, we can automate our email campaigns or social media posts or even digital advertising. When it comes back to getting feedback from our attendees, we can automate the whole process so we can collect this feedback and analyze it automatically. When we talk about sponsorship management or vendor management, so that's all the like a parties taking part in your event, you can automate things like communication, invoicing, fulfillment, logistic, all that stuff can be automated to some extent. Attendees communication as well can be automated through email chains. Social media engagement, that means that you can, for example, monitor specific hashtags and do automatic responses. Of course, you need to be aware how exactly to do that. I'll give an example for this one. I think this year was the first time that all responses in Twitter for Super Bowl were handled by agency that basically use ChatGPT to automate all the responses. So all the chats going on Twitter being handled by ChatGPT this year for the first time. Then you can do a personalized content based on like a user type, job title, or seniority, or whatever. And also you can do speaker management and do some sort of automation to help you do that better. So that's just an idea. That's only the tip of the iceberg. So you can take something like this and develop it properly. So the next thing is what's new with ChatGPT. Something that basically happened probably a month ago or 5-6 weeks ago is that ChatGPT announced ChatGPT 4, which is the next step in the model. What's the difference between ChatGPT 4 and ChatGPT 3.5, which was the basic, like a default model? The first thing is that ChatGPT 4 is multimodal AI, which means that you can basically prompt and have outputs which are not only text. You can use different media, which includes images, sound, and video. So basically, you can do a prompt with images and get image as a result. Of course, this is not still available across the whole the whole software, but it's been announced, and that's like a phase one of using ChatGPT. Then the second thing is increased data training, which means that at the moment ChatGPT 4 has 100 trillion parameters, which are 500% more than GPT-5, which means that the data is trained with more and more, the model is trained with more and more data, which means that it's going to be more accurate. However, the data is still dated up to 2021. Then the next thing is more input output, which means that with GPT 3.5 you can prompt and get an output up to 3,000 words. And if you want to deal with a bigger chunk of texts, you need to do that on portions. But with GPT-4, you can have an output and input up to 25,000 words, which is quite big amount of text. So it's better for more kind of complicated and bigger tasks. Then the next thing is that is GPT-4 is subscription based, so you can access the model through free version. You need to be a subscriber to be able to use GPT-4, and also it's a multi-language model, which means that you can prompt in one language and get result in another. So translation between languages and requests and results are very easy and streamlined. So that's new for ChatGPT. Then I have a few cases, probably the most exciting part of this webinar, of this presentation. So last time we covered like 10 or 11 different cases, and then we said, okay, there is 10 more or 11. So now I'm going to cover some of these. So again, I'm going to use the same example, like a fictional event, which is like a drone technology exhibitions happening in Las Vegas between 18 and 21st of April. This event doesn't exist. It's just made up, but I'm going to use it, for example, to do prompts and get the results. So what we're going to do, like we're going to cover competitor research, keyword research, paid ad copy, email templates, landing page copy and content, sentiment analysis, and create webinar summaries. And not only webinar, just summarizing text and creating like a new kind of text content. So the first one is competitor research. So here's an example prompt. What we're trying to do here is to figure out what are our competitors in this made up event. So event is in drone technology happening in Las Vegas. The name is Airworks. And then our prompt is act as a market researcher. I will provide event name, topic, and event location. You'll provide competitors of this event and their website, and you're going to present everything in all the result in the spreadsheet. And that's what we have. So a few tips here. Once you have this data, I will encourage you to check if that's correct or not. So this is correct. There are real events happening, but sometimes ChatGPT can made up some of this. So you need to be sure that it's a real thing. So check it. And then if that's not enough, you can always do a follow-up question and request more kind of results. So that's about competitor research. About keyword research, something we do when we do Google Ads or when we do our SEO strategy. Basically, it's the same concept. We say to the model, act as Google Ads or SEO specialist. We provide event name, event topic, and event location. And you're going to do a comprehensive keyword research. And also we put some limits saying we want only keywords or key phrases that are 2 or 3 keywords long, and we want the results in the spreadsheet. Also, we want to split the keywords into branded, non-branded competitors. So that's the result. As you can see, quite good job. We can see that there is a mix, like in the competitors, we can see some non-brand terms and vice versa, but you can take this and basically sort them correctly, and then use this data to see what's actually the search volume in Keyword Planner, Google Ads Keyword Planner. What you can do actually is you can ask ChatGPT to give you a search volume, but I've done a few tests and it's giving number, but its number is not correct. It's totally made up. So don't rely on that number on ChatGPT. Go and use some to get the real data. Also, you can, if you like one keyword or a few of them, you can develop this idea saying, okay, give me more keywords related to this one. So you can do like a keyword cluster based on specific keyword or set of keywords. And then you can basically expand the list using different tools than ChatGPT, like third-party tools like SEMrush or Google Ads Planner or whatever it is. So the next thing is that copy. So here we have an example of what we can do with Google Ads, but the same principles applied for Facebook. As I can see, there is a little typo, but that's it. That's me. So we said act as Google Ads specialists. We provide again name, topic, location, and date. And then we want to have 15 Google Ads responsive search headlines and 4 descriptions. And we put some restrictions about how long they should be, that we want a full sentence with logical full sentence for descriptions, and that we want to include event date and location in headlines and descriptions. Also, we talk about what we title case or sentence case for both of those. And then we want everything to be presented in the spreadsheet. So as you can see, the prompt is very long, but as more as specific you are, you get better results. So that's the result of this prompt. Yeah, good starting point, let's say. You can use that as an idea and start developing your own stuff. And it's good that you can all the time you can start with something that already it's good enough as a start. You can also use an example ad copy that you have from the previous year or something you like, train the model with that copy and say, okay, give me examples or give me more more copy based on that copy. And also obviously you can you can use that concept to create ad copy not for Google Ads only, but for social ads or for whatever you need. So next thing is landing page copy. Again, the same concept. As you can see, the prompts are getting bigger and bigger. So again, we provide some static information and we want to create basically an effective landing page that converts. And I'm not going to read all of that. You're going to get the copy of all the prompts after the webinar. But as a result, you have like a very, very good written landing page, which basically, if you want, you can use as a starting point, say, okay, I want this landing page, but expand it to 2,000 words. So that's one of the tips. If you want to have more and comprehensive landing page, you can expand the content using ChatGPT. Also, you can implement specific style of writing in your copy. So if you have something in mind or example of the way you want this to be written, you can train the model with that and then say, okay, I want the result of this landing page prompt to look like this style. And also, at the end of the day, you can actually write the actual HTML and CSS for the landing page. I mean, don't expect miracles, but it's a good starting point. The next thing is email sequence template. So that's probably favorite topic of our marketing team. Email sequences. So you can do that in ChatGPT. Obviously, some of the tools that we are using, they already have AI from different level implemented in the tool, like HubSpot. But again, we provide some input information, say act as email marketing manager. Your goal is to nurture leads and convert them into paid delegates for by providing them valuable information about the event and pushing them through the sales funnel. Then, as a result, we train the model with not train, but put some input information into the prompt, and then we get 5 emails, and they're quite good. You can edit them, you can do whatever you want. A few tips here: you need to double check all the data is correct. Try different writing style if you want to be more persuasive or to be more soft or whatever is the style of your brand. You can implement this in the prompting. And also, if you have already good templates, you can use them to train the model and ask for like more ideas that sounds and look like that. Also, if you have already email templates you're using and you know they're doing a job, they're converting, you can use them as a starting training point. Cool. And the next thing is summarizing video content. So this, as you can see, is very short prompt, but you can basically say, as a content writer, summarize the text below in 500 words blog post. So let's imagine you have a video, you get this transcription of the video as a text, you paste this text here and ask ChatGPT to summarize it. The ChatGPT is very good in tasks like that. So here an example is like a random TEDx talk, but what you can do to even streamline this process is there's a Chrome extension called transcript and summary. So you can install that extension, and then from every YouTube video you can directly copy the whole transcript, or actually have a button that directly prompt it into ChatGPT. So in one click you can get this text into ChatGPT. Then once you have this big text, you can create not only a blog post, but you can create social posts. So you can request with a few additional prompts to have a short version of a specific section of this blog post, and you can use them to promote the actual blog post. And also you can apply the same concept not to video only, but to podcast, which is again the same thing. You convert audio into text and then use text to use this text to prompt something in ChatGPT. The next, I think this is the final one, is sentiment analysis. So, when in the world of social media, there's a lot of comments and a lot of things going on in our social channels. So we want to stay on top of that, and the best way is to do sentiment analysis to see, okay, this comment is good, neutral, or negative. So how it works here in this example, I just copy a few comments and then say, do a sentiment analysis, present everything in a spreadsheet so you can see, all right, neutral, neutral, positive, 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 neutral. So if you have something negative, you probably need to think how to work on that, but it's very easy way to basically find whatever you're looking for. Obviously, if you use some third-party tools, you can access this data as in CSV format or Excel format. So once you have this, you can basically use another extension which is called GPT for Sheets, Chrome extension, and basically streamline the whole process using ChatGPT API. And also, you can use the same idea and same kind of concept to do that with your client communication, because verbal communication, we can easily see the feelings and things like that, but with a written, sometimes it's hard, but the machines are good in picking up some stuff that say, okay, something's going on here. So you can use sentiment analysis in your client communication as well. And I think this is one of the final part of the of the deck is like a best practices for automation and AI, what we need to do. So the first thing is to start small. So first, okay, what are the repeating tasks? Try to do it one task, see how it works. Is it working properly? If it's yes, great. Next one, and expand the automation we're using. Then the next thing is to focus on customer experience, because at the end of the day, whatever we're automating, we're dealing with people, and then customer experience is extremely important. So if we use AI or automation in our workflows, then this needs to help our customer to have a better experience by default. Sometimes when we do automation, we are very keen to go into hyper personalization, which is not a good thing, because when you go into that kind of stage of hyper personalized content, then the people get scary because they can basically see themselves in a mirror. That's what's happening, and they say, "Oh, that's not good." Then the next thing is to train your team, because this is something new, and people are not yet prepared to all this new era of AI and automation. So we need to basically invest in preparing our team for the future, upskilling the team so they can face a new reality. And basically this is the main job of the leadership. That's what we need to do, to train the team to be able to use this new technology in the best way. And the last thing is collaborate with human marketers. So think about all this AI and automation as a co-pilot of what you're doing. So there will still be marketers, there will still be jobs, but some of these jobs can be done easily by the AI and automated tools. So we need to think about how to basically mix this and keep our team, keep our people, upskill them, and basically teach them how to use this new technology at its best way. And finally, a key takeaways, like if you're not using automation, start using it today. Or if it's too late, wherever you are, you can start tomorrow, but don't delay too much. Even tomorrow, it's Friday. You still have time to start something this week. Even something small, you can start with Zapier and just one task, and you can see how sweet is that once you've done it once. Then we need to learn AI. So because this is the future, we need to learn by ourselves, and also we need to upskill and train our team. We need to know the tools so we can manage our expectations of what is possible, what is not possible. And also we need to be critical and always fact checked, especially with ChatGPT, because ChatGPT is creating very good looking text, good soundings, but they are not correct sometimes. Then obviously, based on the examples we work on today, you need to master the art of prompting, because that will be something very important in future. And finally, the use cases are limited only by our own imagination. And that's me for today. I hope there will be some questions, so I'm going back to whatever it is that. So let's see if you have any questions. Okay. What would you say the biggest challenge is with automation and ChatGPT? The biggest challenge always is the people, not the technology. That's how it works. Resistance from people, training people. That for me, that will be always the bigger challenge. Where do you find about ChatGPT updates? Well, that's an interesting question. I personally I'm subscribed to a few newsletters that have a very good updates, and also I'm part of like a LinkedIn community of people that are very into ChatGPT. So every single day, a lot of chats are going on about ChatGPT. So there is no way you can miss something. Are there downsides? Yeah, of course, like everything. The downside, there is a lot of downsides actually. So I'll try to keep it short and simple. The first thing is that we accept this information for granted, and we probably will start think less than we were thinking 6 or 9 months ago. So that's one of the downsides, because you put something, you get something very easy, quickly, no thinking at all. So our critical thinking abilities will probably be start to deteriorate a little bit. That's one of the downsides I see. The other is what else? Yeah, just we need to learn the two and to be sure when the output is correct and when it's not. So that's something like we should be aware of as well. Okay, so yeah, if you have any more questions, you can email me at alex@tagdigital.co.uk, and have a great afternoon.